On the southern shore of Lake Erie stands a franchise shaped by perseverance, brilliance, heartbreak, and renewal. Through name changes, dynasties, and droughts, Cleveland baseball has reflected the spirit of its city, resilient, proud, and endlessly loyal. This is the story of the Cleveland Guardians. Era 1. The birth of baseball in Cleveland, 1901 to 1914. At the dawn of the American League in 1901, Cleveland entered Major League Baseball as a charter member, first known as the Cleveland Blues. Early years were turbulent, frequent name changes, modest success, and a struggle to establish identity. By 1903, the club became the Cleveland Naps, named after star second baseman Nap Lajoie, one of the game's first superstars. Lajoie's brilliance brought credibility and excitement, but when he departed in 1914, Cleveland once again searched for a defining identity. Era 2. Tragedy and Triumph. The Indians are born, 1915 to 1920. In 1915, the team adopted the name Cleveland Indians, ushering in a new chapter. Just 5 years later came one of the most poignant seasons in baseball history. The 1920 Indians were marked by tragedy when shortstop Ray Chapman became the only MLB player to die from an on-field injury after being struck by a pitch. The team rallied around the loss, channeling grief into purpose. Led by Tris Speaker, Cleveland surged to its first World Series title, defeating Brooklyn and cementing its place in baseball lore. Era 3. Contenders, icons, and near misses, 1921 to 1945. The decades that followed were defined by competitive teams and legendary players. Pitcher Bob Feller, a flamethrower prodigy from Iowa, debuted at just 17 years old and quickly became the face of the franchise. Cleveland remained a perennial contender, though championships proved elusive. World War II interrupted careers and seasons alike, but the Indians endured, anchored by pitching excellence and loyal fans filling League Park and, later, Cleveland Municipal Stadium. Era 4. The last championship and a golden roster, 1946 to 1959. Post-war baseball brought Cleveland's most dominant era. In 1948, behind player-manager Lou Boudreau and a roster rich with talent, the Indians captured their second World Series championship, defeating the Boston Braves. In 1954, Cleveland won a franchise record 111 games, powered by stars like Larry Doby, the American League's first black player. Despite their historic season, the World Series slipped away, foreshadowing decades of frustration to come. Era 5. Long decline and lingering hope, 1960 to 1989. The following decades tested Cleveland's faith. Ownership changes, front office instability, and inconsistent rosters led to losing seasons and dwindling attendance. Municipal Stadium often echoed with emptiness, and the franchise became a symbol of unrealized potential. Yet even in the darkest years, fans held on, believing the tide would eventually turn. Era V. A renaissance on the lakefront, 1990 to 2001. The opening of Jacobs Field in 1994 sparked a baseball revival. Cleveland assembled one of the most powerful lineups in history, featuring Jim Thome, Manny Ramirez, Albert Bell, and Kenny Lofton. The team sold out 455 consecutive games and reached the World Series twice in 1995 and 1997. Both times, the championship remained just out of reach, including the heartbreaking extra inning loss in Game 7 of the 1997 series. Still, Cleveland baseball was once again a national force. Era 7. Rebuilding, resilience, and a modern identity, 2002 to 2020. As the new millennium unfolded, Cleveland transitioned toward a model built on player development, analytics, and pitching depth. Under manager Terry Francona, the team reached new heights, including a magical 2016 season. That year, Cleveland advanced to the World Series, and pushed the Chicago Cubs to a dramatic Game 7, only to fall short in extra innings. It was another chapter of near glory, but also proof that the franchise remained elite. Era 8. The Guardians' era begins 2021 present. In 2021, the franchise embraced a new name, the Cleveland Guardians, inspired by the iconic Guardians of Traffic statues that overlooked the city. The change marked a commitment to inclusivity, progress, and respect for Cleveland's heritage. Young talent, speed, defense, and pitching now define the club's identity. With a new generation of players and fans, the Guardians look forward carrying the weight of history while forging something entirely their own. Epilogue: Forever Cleveland. From the early days of League Park to the modern Erie on the corner of Carnegie and Ontario, Cleveland baseball has been a story of endurance. Championships are rare, heartbreak familiar, but loyalty is eternal. The Guardians stand not just as a team, but as a reflection of Cleveland itself, steadfast, evolving, and always ready for the next chapter.